Previously in Fireball Academy. Day 1 was about vehicle inspections, surface contamination, washing, and getting started with a deep dive of intensive paint correction training. In episode 2, we'll continue the process of removing defects in all 3 vehicles. And then we'll follow up with a deep dive into our business class.
Yesterday was great. Learned a lot. I was able to help a lot of people out, polishing the cars and things like that, because that's kind of my specialty. Everybody was really receptive. We got to see a lot of different types of, products, and there's tons of different polishers you can try. If you haven't tried them, this is the place to do it. It was really great. And then, learning about the other installers in the morning was nice. It was a great day.
When training with Fireball Academy, we do our best to try and eliminate the guessing game. It's important installers understand the paint and learn the paint from different manufacturers. Ford, GM, and Toyota all have different paint types, and they all work very different from each other. It's a great time for installers to learn new techniques and tips, keeping a record and taking notes on specific vehicles, along with the type of pads, compounds, and polishes you use to determine the best results can help installers in the long run of things.
Yesterday was pretty good. Learned a lot of new techniques. Doing this new that I wouldn't have learned, just trying to do it on my own, through YouTube, etc. But actually having some of the old school guys teach me a few tricks was really beneficial. Today has been mind-blowing.
Everyone does things differently. So to be able to come here and all come together as a group and to be able to put the services in perspective for them in front of their face is nice. Inspections of paint, defects, scratches, swirls, holograms are crucial to the first step before going into the actual paint correction process. Choosing the exact pad and polish combo is not an easy task, but at Fireball Academy, we streamline this process by educating our trainees.
I was working on the Toyota. We were doing the first of 2 steps. I was using a microfiber pad with Oberk Supreme. And honestly, it was finishing out really, really well. I think very little needed to be done. A little bit of hazing, but it was pretty impressive though.
Heavy cut compounds, I don't use a lot of them except for hard clear coats. Your Chevy Black, Toyotas, the new Supras, they have a harder clear coat. The heavy cut compounds work phenomenal as long as you have the right pad, the right polisher.
Your heavy cutting compound is going to remove your deeper scratches. Pretty much that's the process that you're going to get your heavy scratches and heavy swirls out. And with every paint's different. So every paint you have to go at it with a different technique.
Installers can sometimes be worried that using heavy compounds and a machine that they are not used to could cause damage to the paint. We try and educate them on these risks and show them the ropes.
You get all the defects and everything out on the first step. So the second step is just refining the finish, getting that gloss and clarity back into it. So you can, for the most part, zip around it pretty quick.
We're working on the blue Ford. Seems to be kind of soft. We didn't get to cut that one, so we're just polishing it, and it's polishing down really good. Polishing just pretty much brings out the gloss and refines all the light swirls and light stuff that the heavy compound and medium cut put into the paint.
The finishing is going to make everything shine. That's where you're going to get your showroom shine or your car show shine. But your finish is only going to work as well as your first cutting steps. So if you got that perfected, the polish is going to work amazing. It's going to look like glass and it's going to be wet as it comes out.
So I feel like this training is more comprehensive. It not only just goes into the how to use the products, how to clean, prepare the surface for it, how to use the products, but also recommendations on what tools to use, what equipment to purchase, what products to use, how to use their coatings properly, also how to market and sell your business.
A really good product is important because when we're, tackling a car, it can take a job from, like this Corvette, it could take it from like 15 hours to like 12 hours, So like if I were to tackle this Corvette, it would probably take me about 12 hours to cut it and polish it completely. Who knows, maybe sooner, maybe not. But, if I had a really high dusting compound, or let's even say like with ceramic coatings, right? I guess since we're at a Fireball event, what I really like about Fireball is its efficiency when you're installing it, right? Versus like other big name brands that require 4 layers of this and 1 layer of that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Then yeah, it's very, very efficient stuff. So it's really about saving labor, saving time, saving energy. And ultimately that can either mean a higher profit margin for you, the business, or it could mean a lower price for your clients, or both.
I like but when I found this, the only reason why I like this more now is because it actually works better. Okay, that's the only reason. But when I'm spraying and wiping, and I wipe, I don't want to leave that flash residue. Flashes off. Other products stay leaving on the surface. It's not finished out all the way. So when I go to wipe, and I just have to keep wiping and wiping, and depending on the towel I'm using, I can create little marks, I can do all kinds of defects to the panel just because I'm using the wrong panel wipe. So I like this, that's why I like it. Every single person, I want you to come up and grab the red towel, and let's just start wiping panel to panel. We'll change panel to panel. We'll see how long that towel lasts. Only one thing I see that he's already done wrong, but I did it on purpose. Didn't saturate the panel. So that door handle, everything that needs, when you're first cleaning, the entire surface needs to be covered.
I know, if it was
when we went over like prep, what Reborn does for the coatings themselves, because being a part of the brand, I wasn't on board with all the chemicals. Like, you just don't get on to all the chemical train. You get on the coating train, right? But you don't get on the chemical train and understand what each, if they all pair together.
We have the vehicles prepped and ready for ceramic coatings. But before we coat, we decided to give the installers a test by having a friendly competition. For the test, it was 1 pad, 1 polish, and to see who can get the best results utilizing 1 machine and their knowledge and technique in 10 minutes. Let's see who wins. Thankfully, this was a test hood that's been sitting for years and needed a lot of work. Yeah. All right, are you guys all ready?
No.
Yep.
3,
Hold on, we have our
2,
Wait, we got our section.
the whole thing. Go.
Yes. You need to finish every little defect. No excuses. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. 20. 17. 15. 14. 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. All right. Good Lord. How much pressure did you need? I didn't. I just moved it. The time is up, and now it's time for us to see who did the best.
That's money, dude.
This test was to teach installers that knowledge and practice leading into any paint correction could be a huge deciding factor. Choosing the right tool is super important.
So I had a 3.
Even if it wasn't for a contest, it's costing you money. It's costing you time. That's worth more than this contest.
I had a 3 over there, and I was like, fuck it, it'll be alright.
So we have a winner by a slight edge, and for a quick understanding of technique, we hooked him up with some Fireball products. So before we take a deep dive into ceramic coatings, let's dive into our business and marketing class, which in most cases is one of the most pivotal parts to a sustainable long-term business.
It's a very comprehensive training class, not just learning about the coatings, but the preparation, the polishing, the correction, the business building aspect of it. Having a great time.
Today was the first time that we actually got to go through the business marketing side of things. We've never implemented that into the training class yet, and this is the first time that we were able to do that. So it was long, it was extensive, but it was definitely well worth it. We asked at the end of the class if someone learned something today, and everyone raised their hand. Our end goal with all of the trainings that we do is to make sure that you get the value out of the trainings and to make it easy for them to, go back and be successful. And if they're not being successful after they leave here, we kind of take that to heart. So we're always improving the trainings, and we're going to get better the next one as well. It's good to have that feedback, and all the feedback's been great. So I couldn't be more thankful.
I had no idea about websites, SEO, so I was taking notes. I'm excited to get home to start building my website. I just did, like a quick self-built website, but now I have all the tools and everything that I need to expand it to the next level. The in-depth detail that he went over was mind-blowing and priceless in my opinion.
It's a lot to take in, but it's everything he said was valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the picture stuff about, tagging the location and everything like that for the pictures before uploading them, little stuff like that makes a huge difference. So
honestly, I really enjoyed the marketing stuff in the beginning. I know I told you yesterday that's what I was really looking forward to, and I learned I have a lot to improve on.
When we get into detailing and we start washing cars and we're about the cars and we focus on the cars and the cleaning aspects of business, we don't really think about how we're getting found. We don't really think about how our business should look. We don't really think about all those things. And it's nice to finally get kind of everyone in that same perspective and to allow everyone to have their own opinion and voice it during the business mentoring class, because we allow everyone to kind of share their stories as well, their successes and what they see that they're doing and what they're not doing so well on. And it's a good time. I mean, where else can you get this type of atmosphere? You can't get it anywhere else. So to be able to get the best out of this training, you get to have that here.
I was taking a lot in from this morning, a lot of ideas, because we've already been talking about we got to rebrand, kind of get up to date on our website and all this stuff. So all the stuff this morning, it was giving me a lot to think about and a lot to work with when I go home. So
The importance of having a website, the importance of tracking everything that comes through your website, not just guessing at what's going on, but actually figuring out what is actually happening with those kind of metrics. Is very important, and that was some really good information.
There's a lot to gain from it, and I would assume that a lot of the other companies for their ceramic trading aren't going to spend as much time with the SEO and the marketing as Fireball does.
We continue to improve every single one. I've been to a lot of trainings over the years, and a lot of them are still doing the same curriculums. They're staying true to what they provide, and that's great. We're doing the same things, but we're always improving, making sure that we're up to date on our information, because let's face it, the world's moving at a fast rate. Everything changes with Google, algorithms, and analytics. Everything's always changing. So we got to change with it. We got to keep up to date information. Coming up, we fall into ceramic coatings and all of what Fireball's vast lineup has to offer.
Going step by step and understanding the chemistry / how to use our brand Fireballs. Proper prep equals longer lasting coatings.
I'm excited to use DocDo. I've never done it, never used it.
I've never used DocDo, so I'm excited to at least see it be applied.
I'm excited to put down DocDo.
Even though it's just right, I feel like I would enjoy a little more trading either afterwards. Because I just like the atmosphere. This is actually a career for me.
Fireball Group offers advice. It's probably the most friendly group of people for the installer community that we have, in the industry.